post-basketball Kobe and who he was and the types of things that he was getting involved with. I mean, one of the things that gets buried is Academy Award winner
we're going to
Kobe Bryant. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, it's just astonishing. And to lose somebody of that quality and caliber and whose tendrils just went out so far. I mean, his dad played in Italy. He spoke Italian. He was a Rossonero, AC Milan fan, just things like that you just, there are just so many things that you're hearing more and more of that he kept private, with his types of things. I heard 200 Make-A-Wish that he took part in, the 200 Make-A-Wish wishes from kids that were dying in his career, which turns out to be about 10 a year. That's almost one a month.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're playing, 82 games
right,
and
exactly.
15, 20 preseason games and all the appearances and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think we're going to continue to hear, and I think that's going to be, part of his legacy. He's a great basketball player, but he was a great human, right?
Yeah.
After, he made a great turnaround, right?
Absolutely. An imperfect guy who became a great man and a great father.
Exactly. Someone to look up to,
And
absolutely. I think we're going to hear great things that never were reported before, people never talked about before, all the different, things that he would do for the kids and for, I heard that there was a Boston Celtic, and I forget the guy's name right now, but had called him up and said, "Hey, Kobe, can you help me out?" After Kobe had retired. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Yeah, but the only thing is you got to be ready to work."
Yeah.
Right? It's not going to be money. You're going to have to work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he would say yes to so many different people and help people out. So
all of the stories from so many different corners. Jimmy Kimmel told a story about how he had sent Kobe Bryant a book, and the next day he was calling him and picking his brain about the book, and Jimmy Kimmel jokes. He goes, "Kobe, I didn't write it. I just sent it to you," because he wanted to know more and more. And that Jimmy Kimmel said, "Look, I'll get you in touch with the author so you can ask him these questions." But things like that, where Bill Plaschke was writing about how he would email him and think that he didn't have handlers. He would email Plaschke right back on interviews, and Plaschke was as hard on him and as critical of Kobe during his playing days as any local reporter, and that he still had that kind of relationship. Obviously he had softened. That Mamba mentality had softened a little bit as a grown 41-year-old man with daughters. As he said, I'm a girl's dad.
Yeah. Four of them.
Yeah.
I heard a little bit of an interview coming in tonight. Shaq doing his TNT pregame.
Yeah.
He was falling apart.
I bet.
Yeah.
Just falling apart.
Well, I watched last night an interview with Shaq and how it was Shaq and Kobe, and they were sort of reminiscing. And Shaq, openly apologized. He said, "Look, during the last time they played together in the All-Star game, and they got co-MVP of the All-Star game, and at the end, Kobe said, 'Hey, take that home, right? Give it to your kid or whatever.'" And Shaq, got all choked up and said, "That's when that's one of the times I'm like, why was I such a jerk to you?"
Right.
Right. And he apologized to him, and I'm glad that they had made amends with each other.
It felt genuine too. I mean, I know people had speculated that maybe some of it wasn't authentic, but it felt genuine.
Right.
Of course, there was some genuine animosity between the two, and from the young gun who was becoming the star. But after it was all said and done, they did become friends and friendlier. So that was good to see, and it's just
Well, they said that Shaq had said that Kobe had texted his son Sharif that morning to check in with him, and see how he was doing through all the stuff that he's dealing with right now, and just devastated. Obviously, he came in and showed the text to Shaq.
Yeah.